Welcome back, everybody. Where we left off last time, the combined might of the Ironborn and the Wildlings were able to take down the juggernaut that is Winterfell and moved on to Deepwood Moat. Even though, interestingly, Maxwell did most of the work around Winterfell, the Ironborn were able to swoop in there and claim the prize, which I think is exactly what's going to happen here, because the Ironborn act before. This is a melee ship, and it's going to be able to take Deepwood Moat and sneak that one away from the Wildlings. If that does happen, though, I can see them coming to blows very, very soon. Tywin Lannister pieced out with Peter Baelish and was able to pick up White Harbour as part of the deal, but Stannis Baratheon still at war with the Vale, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can do what the Lannisters were unable to do, maybe take the Eyrie. Lannisters lost a lot of their forces fighting that war, but they're still well in first place. The Tyrells landed an army in the east, which got absolutely crushed by the Dothraki, and they've now awoken the beast, and the Dothraki are moving on to other targets now. Maybe got their eyes set on Red Lake as well. But in the south, the Tyrells are about to take this city here. And up in the north, did it happen? Deepwood Moat fell to the Ironborn. So that is interesting. The Ironborn swooped these last two cities away from the Wildlings. So that is Robb Stark done. Out of the game, no longer contender for the crown. And that is interesting. Let's see if the Tyrells were able to do anything with the city in the south. They weren't quite able to get it done. Dothraki now declaring war on Braavos, although the other way around, Braavos are the ones declaring war. This may end up being a foolish move on their part. Although they're quite well defended, it'll be difficult for a horde to get in there. You only got 2 land tiles with which to launch attacks from. And you see Pentos falling into the site. So all the Tyrells have really done is they've woken the sleeping juggernaut that was the Dothraki. And they've now started to move towards the west. This could be bad for everybody. Although Pentos doing a good job of defending itself. Mance Rayder's got some ships in the sea, killing off anybody who tries to cross. The Dreadfort has declared war on Khal Drogo. That is interesting. Red Lake looks like it's going to survive for now. In the south, still not fallen. Over in the west, Old Town still snugly nestled within the Tyrells' lands, as is Harrenhal, still snugly nestled within the borders of the Lannisters. It looks like Stannis may have made a tactical miscalculation here, as his forces just kind of evaporate against the wall of troops that the Eyrie put out, although they've only got 3 of them left, and one of them is in the sea. Be interesting to see what happens between the Wildlings and the Ironborn there. I think I may have just missed a war be declared, so I apologise for that. You can rewind just a few seconds to see if I did. Unfortunately, I can't do that while recording. That's going to be interesting. It may have just been another city-state declaring war on Khal Drogo, because it seems to be the fashion at the moment. I can't see this peace between the Ironborn and Mance Rayder lasting for very long. He's founding cities everywhere here. And the Ironborn may be eyeing up the twins here. They've got quite a sizable force, and the Lannisters don't really have an army in the area. If we take another look down south, still not able to take the city. They must all be ranged. Nobody's able to get in there and do anything. The Tyrells have re-landed a force. That's not going to be enough. Pentos falls to the Dothraki now. Braavos, they're not really going to be able to get in there to attack them. But you see the Dothraki have lost quite a lot of forces during this campaign. Well, it's not going to matter. They've got more than enough. Tyrell's still holding well onto the second place, but Khal Drogo is closing in now, as is Mance Rayder still well in fourth. The surprise one here is Balon Greyjoy being able to swoop in and take two of the biggest Stark towns, Deepwood Motte and Winterfell. He's able to boost his score by about 200 points. So he's also in a pretty good position now. Mance Rayder's going to have to declare war quickly if he wants to get these cities away before they solidify their hold up here. We're coming up to turn 300 soon. And to be honest, I wouldn't have expected the map to look the way it does at turn 300 if you'd asked me at turn number 1. I had expected the Targaryens to put up more of a fight, at the north to put up more of a fight, but in a campaign there's always got to be winners and losers. Stannis and Renly as well, also not done so well, although Stannis has done better than Renly because he's still in the game, and Renly isn't. So we've had 3 great houses eliminated already. Look at the size of this army and this fleet. Stannis has completed Dragonstone. And what is this? Tywin Lannister has declared war on the Tyrells. And this is the war we've been wanting to see, everybody. This is it. Oh, wow. Why did... we just have to deal with this. Why did Tywin Lannister declare that war? Look at the amount of forces the Tyrells have around Bronzegate. Bronzegate is going to fall like that. It's going to fall immediately. That was a strange move from Tywin Lannister. Wonder what was going on in his mind. And not just that. The Golden Grove and Highgarden, both very well defended. And neither of them coastal. So really, what Tywin Lannister looks like he's done here is just gifted them Bronzegate. The Dothraki have made peace with the Tyrells. It'll be interesting to see if they took a city out of that deal. And whether they just made peace for free. This will be interesting. It doesn't look like they got a city out of it. The Dothraki. I would have expected them to take Red Lake. If they took anything. It looks like they just made peace. Although they have a huge army lined up there. So Bronzegate almost certainly going to fall here. Although Tywin's doing a good job of whittling down the forces around Golden Grove and Highgarden. The Tyrells may have just bitten off more than they could chew with that war against the Dothraki there. Up north, things still looking very, very tense between the Ironborn and the First Men. The Wildlings. In the south, Bronzegate for the time being still in the hands of the Lannisters. And there we go. Bronzegate has fallen to the Tyrells, which was a surprise to nobody whatsoever. And the Lannisters have kind of been pushed out of Tyrell territory now. Been pushed back by these landed knights into their own territory. And this was definitely a mistake by Tywin Lannister. He doesn't make many of them, although the amount of time and effort he put into trying to take the Vale, the Eyrie, maybe shows that he's kind of losing it a little bit. He's got this huge fleet here that aren't really doing anything. They need to come down here and take Bandalon. And here we go. The Tyrells are pushing on for Cornfield. This could be it, guys. This could be the war that swings the whole game around. If this is as long and as bloody as it could be, either one of these two great houses is going to come out victorious and in a position to take the rest of the world, or they're going to fight a huge, huge war of attrition wear each other down so much that either Mance Rayder or Khal Drogo can come in from the north or the east, sorry, and just smash Westeros to pieces under their jackboot. Balon Greyjoy has declared war on Peter Baelish, who is preoccupied at the moment with his war against Stannis Baratheon. And this is going to be interesting. He's got a lot of forces, but while he's away, the First Men could declare war. And that would be something to see. Cornfield under attack now. So we could see that one falling as well. And then they could move on to King's Landing, which would be very interesting, because as part of the rules that we set up at the beginning of the game, whoever holds King's Landing is said to be the king of the realm. And if we don't have a clear winner at the end, it's whoever holds King's Landing will be crowned the winner. Golden Grove and Highgarden taking no damage so far. Here we go, the fleet is on the move. They could take this place and then move on to the other coastal towns. But it looks like the Tyrells have the better land army at the moment. Lannisters trying desperately to get their forces from the north that fought that war against the Vale down to protect their lands in the south. Why would he have declared a war when he didn't have the forces in position? He's got some forces coming in from the west, from the east here. Maybe going to move against Crow's Nest. But still, why would he declare a war when he didn't have the forces in position? And look at this. The forces around Golden Grove and Highgarden have just melted to the might of the Tyrells, and that leaves their entire western front open. Cornfield not quite falling just yet. The Dothraki have declared war on Stannis, a move which surprised absolutely nobody. This could be the end of Stannis Baratheon, because you know the Dothraki, when they go to war for life. If they see an opportunity to wipe you out, they will wipe you out. And this could get Khal Drogo a huge amount of power at a time when the two biggest houses are battling against each other. Cornfield falls to the Tyrells. And what's that done to the scores? Absolutely nothing. Khal Drogo did momentarily move into second place, but Tywin Lannister still in first, and with the taking of Cornfield, I'll put Olenna straight back into second place. Ironborn not made a move on the Eyrie yet. The Erie's not a soft target by any stretch of the imagination. The Dothraki moving on Driftmark now. They're going to take that in a couple of turns. And here we go. The Tyrells have marched on King's Landing. Something that we're probably going to see at some point in Season 6 as well. A Tyrell army moving into King's Landing. But it's happening now. Oh, Bandallan has fallen to the Lannisters. The Lannister fleet here could wreak havoc on the coastal cities of the Tyrells if they are not careful. They could take this, the Arbor, Long Table, Grassy Vale, Lemonwood. They could take a huge amount of territory away from the Tyrells if they are not careful. Because Tywin Lannister definitely has the biggest fleet. And look at this. Dorne is on the move as well. Landed some forces in their northwest border with the Tyrells. They could be setting their eyes on Blackhaven. Oh, but there we go. They've retaken Bandallan. So maybe playing it a little bit more careful than we thought. But here we go. Tywin Lannister's got an army now between the Crag and the Golden Tooth. They are marching down towards Golden Grove, and this could be the battle to end all battles. Harrenhal, interestingly, been taken by Tywin Lannister. That might have been the war that I missed. Wants to bring them into the fold. Up north, the Eyrie, not taking any damage yet, because you know the Ironborn can't win a siege on their own. They need someone like the wildlings to get it started for them. Like your dad starting your motorbike for you. That's how they're acting right now. Driftmark about to go down. And also this army from Tywin Lannister. Oh, they've made peace. Now that is a surprise. That is definitely a surprise. All Tywin Lannister did there is pretty much gift the Tyrells 2 cities and then peace out. They declared war with no troops in position, lost Bronzegate, lost Cornfield, took some damage in King's Landing, sacked Bandalin, but then they were able to take it straight back and then made peace. That is interesting. That is interesting indeed. That doesn't make any sense, especially considering he has a big army now around Golden Tooth. Here we go. This could have been the plan all along. Tywin Lannister and Olenna Tyrell both declared war on Prince Doran. And to be honest though, the Lannisters don't really have an army in position here, so this could be a huge opportunity for the Tyrells to make a massive power grab. But then again, while they're off fighting the war against Dorne, is Tywin Lannister going to re-declare war? Driftmark has now fallen to the Dothraki. Old Anchor will be next. There's nothing that can stand up to a Dothraki horde. Dragonstone also under siege, although with its defense of 52, this is going to be a pretty difficult one to take down, especially considering there are only 2 land tiles bordering it. And to be honest, guys, I'm a little bit disappointed with this war here. The Tyrells very quickly took 2 cities. And then Tywin Lannister peaced out, despite the fact he had an army. And here we go. Again, the same kind of thing. Tyrells declared war with not very many forces in position. And the army stationed around Hellholt has now moved on Lemonwood. Although look at this army around Grassy Vale. They are going to decimate Dorne. There's going to be nothing Dorne can do about it. Although they're not moving in. That's because they have fallen back, founded 2 citadels, or sacked 2 citadels. That is interesting. Looks like the war's going on in the north, really. Was that city always theirs, Stonehelm? Or did they capture that one? I think they may have captured Stonehelm. And here we go, they're working on Banefort as well, so the Dawn here. The Martells turning around with a very quick stroke. And taking Stonehelm, could take Banefort. They're chipping away. But now Khal Drogo has moved squarely into 2nd place on the scores now after taking Old Anchor and Driftmark. Like I said, he is laying siege to Dragonstone, but there really isn't enough land tiles to be able to successfully siege out Dragonstone. That city could be there forever. And Balon Greyjoy has declared war on Olenna Martell now. Not that they share any borders, so I don't expect this to really have much effect, apart from Old Oak up here. And look at this. Civilizations from the south. Sorry, houses from the south founding cities in the north. And the Northerners aren't going to stand for it anymore. Balon Greyjoy and Mance Rayder both declared war on Olenna Martell. One of them is going to take Old Oak. My guess is going to be Mance Rayder is going to do 90% of the damage. And then the Ironborn are going to sneak in and whisk the city away. We'll have to come back and check on that. But at the moment, Dawn is making moves. It's going to be I'm going to be amazed if they can hold out against this Tyrell army. The army in the south isn't making any moves, but the army in the north most certainly is. Banefort has fallen to the Martells as well. And they don't really have the forces to move on Rain House. They don't even have the forces to maintain what they already have. That's going to be risky to try and keep hold of that. The Dothraki crossing the sea now. They're maybe going to go for a sharp point rather than Dragonstone. Dragonstone's going to be very, very difficult to take. Like, nigh on impossible for an AI to take that. Considering people can't even take the Eyrie. But then again, the Dothraki have never been scared of a fight and a bloody nose. But the problem's going to be, every time they land a force, Dragonstone's going to bombard them. This crossbowman's going to bombard them, and they're going to die instantly without being able to do anything. There we go. Dragonstone losing a little bit of health to this this trebuchet. In the north, everything in the area is on fire. In the far north, Mansred is still settling towns. He is on an expansion trip right now. Old Oak, still not come under siege. The Ironborn aren't really poised to send anything against them. So it looks like they're probably going to fall to Mansreda. And look at this. They founded Castamere as well up in the north. Cider Hall coming under attack from the wildlings as well. Had not expected that. I'd expected that to be a target of maybe Khal Drogo, who, like I said, is squarely in second place now. But not for long. They've got a huge army around Stonehelm now. And the army in the south has finally decided to move. I wonder if the Lannisters are going to do anything with this fleet, when they're going to sail it for Sunspear. So that would be interesting if they can take away the Dornish capital by boat. Peter's made peace with Stannis Baratheon. And they are not doing well at all. At all. They have Coldwater Burn and the Eyrie. Most of the Erie's on fire. Although they do have an army. So they're not doing too badly. Although he is squarely in last place. And I think we're going to have to end it there. So we'll see if Old Oak's going to fall next turn. And we'll see if Dawn are going to be able to hold on to the gains that they've made. Well, they're already not. Already Stonehelm's fallen. Banefort's not going to be far behind. It's just going to be a question of whether the Lannisters can retake it or whether the Tyrells are going to sneak that one away. So thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I will catch you in the next video.